Is this a roast of us? Are we the Gen Zers? This is a trap, isn't it?
We're
Gen
so funny.
Zers.
No.
Seems like it's a roast of me somehow.
I'm starting to
You guys
see
are so young. You only get on tick.
Josh audibly booed you,
Hi,
Mike.
Jessica.
90s.
Please forgive Mike telegraphing his jokes, but that's the device he used to write them.
Nice.
Mike's on a 98 Nokia cell phone. Trying to.
If you're
That's
hearing
telling me.
laughter
That's telling me.
Jeff Stonic is here.
up in the balcony,
Yeah.
then Jeff Stonic is here.
Jeff.
The whole Dead Room squad is here.
Do you want to send Jeff up first if he's here, just because I know he's on break?
Sure, yeah, we'll do that.
Let's see what he says, but let's all accommodate Jeff. We're used to that in our group, so I'm sorry for all of you having to get used to that as
I
well.
think we should all accommodate.
Right. If it's a little chaotic at the start, welcome to the ApocaLips Comedy Show. Don't forget today we're debuting our new oxygen bar. Pick up the sea salt nasal scrub. That's that is a breath of fresh air. Also the squeak teenies. Those are a hot seller. Just some nitrous oxide with curated Kazakhstani gin. Also a carbon dioxide twist. Pick up the menu and order.
That grabs you by the balls and twists.
Right. Just use the QR code to get the menu, everybody, and enjoy our new oxygen bar. If we've set the bar for awful humor, it must be Mike Langworthy and Chuck. And we must be here for the ApocaLips Comedy Show. There's a whole comedy party set today. We've invited good friends, Jacob Jonas and his entire posse of comedians. So
Stop. Hey, how's it going?
Right. And
If we were a band, it would be his name and the others. So you're right to say it how you do.
right,
False.
right.
The Jonas Brothers, if you will.
Personally, I always liked Joshua and the Pussycats.
That's what I call them in my sleep.
Personal quirk of mine.
They're terrific. And speaking of terrific, thanks to our new
Thanks.
sponsor, vaccines are coming. Such a good job with getting people to vote correctly
Very similar to the message I had the first time I rode a horse.
and to wear their mask.
Why is that guy so rich?
Thank you so much for the new sponsorship. We'll get right to this, gang. We're going to give you a little history of Panama City Beach and Lake Havasu, and then
It's
we'll
been a
get
long time since the boys have been on the show. They probably don't know that we've moved into this palatial writers room.
right, gang. Welcome to the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual event center and our writing room.
That hideous monstrosity in the center window. It's a pretty nice place to do comedy.
Gang, that's not a hideous monstrosity. That happens to be fragile. And
What does it represent exactly, Chad?
happens to be my Kennedy Center Award for innovative teaching, Mike. And I've sent you enough
Are you
memos.
talking about the famous Kennedy family? The Kennedy
yes,
family?
Mike, the famous
Yeah.
Kennedy
The
family.
Soviets will get to the moon ahead of us over my dead body. Those Kennedys?
Yes, those Kennedys, Mike. Like water under the bridge Kennedys. Thank you, Mike.
Chappaquiddick stick. He marketed that to great aplomb.
Well, speaking of great aplomb, Mike, it's spring break, and that's my neighborhood right there. This Denver, Colorado, and University of Colorado at Boulder, along with the Community College of Denver.
A lot of them look like they decided to get a head start on spring break during St. Patrick's Day.
Right. You're not going to need a mask if you're not going to live to graduate. That I think is the motto for UC Boulder.
These people probably think graduation isn't going to do them any good.
Right, here's Panama City Beach, Florida. We're live from there. And again,
That's Stonic is reporting from, isn't it?
excellent usage of the mask. And yeah, we got to get Stonic on ASAP, bro. So that's our camera view of Panama City Beach.
I'm on. Jeff's on. Jeff's on.
We'll try to bring you the best
I'll be the judge of whether Jeff is on.
possible. We'll also be live in Lake Havasu. Doesn't that just look fun?
Yeah.
There's
That
London
looked
Bridge.
like the landscape of my act when I started out.
I don't see any dinosaurs.
Dead. That's
Right.
because they were killed by the salt sea.
Right, they're
Oh,
in the
okay.
sand. We might be partying with these people after the show. Stick around, everybody.
Woo, spring
Uh,
break in Bangkok.
I
Right.
like those tiki torches.
I know that says Elliot Weber, but let's put on a different comedian. Mike, we're gonna call an audible.
Okay.
We've got I just really have the wrong name everywhere. There it is. We have a delightful group of friends that we know from here in Denver. Remember, Mike, when we used to be live at places?
I do not, but hey, I'm old. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. Am I right? Anybody up top?
Right.
No?
Hello. So we were
Probably
lucky
some
enough to
porridge.
meet a great group of comedians from Durango who now live in Denver, and just absolutely very fun to tell jokes. And then pandemics, and so we paired them tonight with some of our favorite comedians from Chicago way. Without further ado, let's bring up, I believe the plan is to bring up Jeff Stonic, everybody. So a nice round of applause for Jeff Stonic.
Jeff is awesome. There's no question. He is.
I'm on. Am I on?
I got you.
To my break.
Thank you. I had put on the wrong camera.
Thank
you.
you. Hi, everybody.
Look at you.
Yes, that's probably the worst choice of spring break location. Where the Polar Bear Club goes on a break from college.
I like to be miserable, Mike. That's why I picked here.
Yep.
So this is the set portion, right? Or am I doing the round robin portion?
The set portion.
The set portion.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it's appropriately feeling that way so far. This is lovely. You guys, as you can tell by my surroundings, I'm a ski instructor that fucks couples. Thank you so much.
Hello.
You can tell that I'm bisexual because I'm wearing 4 rings. Fuck, I messed up the joke already. 3 that you can see. It's like a string tag.
One ring to unite them all.
Yeah, one ring to see if we can both fit our flaccid penises in. You put 2 flaccid in, and then they get hard. Anyway, God, I'm working at Costco right now. I just took my break. This is fun. I get yelled at every day by old people, and a lot of Micah likes, and they yell at me. Where are the big bars?
That's it. You should put that.
Mike, you look like the guy that. Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry, I didn't hear.
No. Just please go ahead. Seriously.
Okay. I work out. I work out in the parking lot, which is it's great. Love it. On my first day of working out in the parking lot, they said, "Hey, if you got to help a member load a heavy object, make sure they bring their car to the warehouse. Don't follow them out to their car." And I'm like, I'm trying to get my steps in. What's the problem? And they said, we're trying to cut down on sex trafficking.
Whoa.
Yeah, cut down. What? Cut down. Costco had a big meeting and said, "Hey guys, this year, let's not eliminate this sex trafficking going on in the I-25 I-70 corridor. Let's just flatten the curve." I was flattered because it means I have the makings to be trafficked, which is nice. Which is nice to know. They noticed my weight loss too. I can be snatched. And bless you. That's how I learned I was a Costco 10. It's how I learned I was a Costco 10. As you can see, it's been cold out and a lot lately. Obviously, like I have very wet, cold feet right now. One of my coworkers said, "Hey, if you need to warm up your feet, you can put them in my crotch." I said, I think I found the sex trafficker. God, he's like, yeah, man. No, it's like a survival technique. My Boy Scout troop leader taught me when I was growing up. So you know, it's like, yeah, you know, like, do you like? We're at work. I just signed an anti-harassment paperwork. Can I tell the guy that I've been? Can I tell him that he's been molested? Is that harassment? Guy.
I think it's education.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well.
My Boy Scout troop leader told me about the Holocaust. I feel like I got ripped off, to be honest with you.
This is like, this crock of shit.
Hey, as far as survival techniques go, don't do what they did. Don't get on the train.
He told me at Treblinka that I should always stay by the buildings because they were trying to cut down on sex trafficking. Bring the railroad cars right up to the gate.
Oh, Jesus. What else? You guys, what else? This is an open mic. What else? No, yesterday, this is something I've been itching to talk about. 2 days ago, Justin Bieber released a new album. And all you need to know about it really is that he samples Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. twice.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we've kind of reached like the pinnacle simulation of like, let's get Gandhi to sell baked goods and let's sample his hunger strike speech. Like, you might be wondering why he samples Dr. Martin Luther King, and I can only venture to guess it's because like last year he's like, hey, in 2021 I want to release like a big love album and about my wife Haley. And they're like, Black Lives Matter is going on, and he's like, all right, yeah. Contact the King estate. It's just a 2-minute Martin Luther King speech in the middle of a love album, a love pop album. Like it goes from the quote, it goes right into a song. It goes, Martin Luther King Jr. is going, "You died the day that you did not stand up for justice. Do. She's a stranger in the night." Like, what the fuck are we doing? baby. Ooh. Okay.
Is that Martin Luther King? Yeah.
That was. I dreamed that I too had the yummy. We don't need to get into that. Oh, what else? You guys, what else? I have trust issues. I got to take my hat off for this one. It's a visual joke. I have to take off my hat. I have trust issues, and I rooted it out. It's because when I was 13, I was getting my hair cut, and my barber said, I had this barber for years. Like, I loved the guy. His name was Art. He always took care of me. And he's like, "Hey, Jeff, today I'm going to try something new." And then he just buzzed off my widow's peak. All of that was gone. I was 13 years old in high school. I didn't need to like be lined up. I was a white boy. Like I was 13 and I was like, oh great, this is what it's like to be suicidal. Lovely. Because I gotta walk into high school. With 5 o'clock forehead. It took weeks. It took weeks to catch. I don't know it took weeks to catch up to the rest of it. How am I doing on time, Chuck?
Doing great.
Okay. Well,
how would you
you're
like
doing
to
great.
wrap it up?
I mean, I can wrap it up, or I can tell you a story recently that happened in a lot.
Story.
Tell the story.
Yeah, so story. Well, so a little context. At the last big family Christmas before COVID hit, my grandma kind of just like announced to everyone that she sometimes likes to sleep with no clothes on. So now none of us have wanted her to die peacefully in her sleep anymore. That was always the hope. But now none of us want to walk in on that. We've just been hoping she gets garroted with her oxygen tank cord. It's just something brutal for giving us that image. But then 3 weeks ago, it wasn't a peaceful in her sleep. 3 weeks ago, she did die. Guys, keep it going for my dead grandma. Keep it going for my dead grandma. She's I got this is like how I said goodbye to my grandma. I was like, my dad FaceTimed me, and he doesn't like do that. So I'm like, this is probably something. And I was pushing carts, and he's like, you gotta say goodbye to grandma. So I just started crying and wearing an orange safety vest, just working in the Costco lot. which is just a sad image you can take with you, unimportant to the joke, but they're like, my whole family was surrounding her in the hospital room, and they're like, Jeffrey, grandma's writing a note to say something before she goes. And I'm like, I know what the note says. It says Biden's in, I'm out. She was that Fox News watching bitch. She's up in hell, sucking off Rush Limbaugh, wherever Rush Limbaugh is. Sometimes I say she's sucking off Rush Limbaugh in heaven, but then people are upset that he gets to go there. So, and she, because we talked a lot on the phone, and in the last year, because I figured she was going to die because of COVID, but it wasn't that. And people were like, she was all riled up post-election, and one of the last phone calls we had was she's like, the communists are in the White House now, and homosexuality and abortion are abominations. And I didn't push back on that like homosexuality is something that defines me, and I just didn't. Like, I knew she was about to die, and I couldn't bring it up over the phone. And people are like, no, she needed to know your truth, dude. You needed to tell her the truth. And she needed a new lung, is what at the end. And like, so what was I supposed to do there? Because she was like hanging on the life there for like 2 days. Was I supposed to like fly to Wisconsin and hop on Grindr and just like find a guy? Hey, can you hook up? He's like, yeah. Can you host? I'm like, yeah. Can you meet me in the Kenosha Hospital in the dying grandma wing? And just kind of like push the family aside and go, grandma, I do this. Megan, how's the new hip? Comes in my eye, and I look at her like this. I see you in heaven. So I didn't give her that gift because I didn't think she would. Honestly, I didn't think she would leave money for her cocksucking grandson. But she left money for her grandson, and I got a new car, as you can see. So this is my grandma money car. So that is my time, guys. Thank you for indulging me.
That was sweet. It kind of chokes me up, I'll be honest with you. Listening to a guy denying who he is so that he can steal mother from his dead grandmother.
Thank you.
No, it's a touching story. I'm pretty sure the Pope tells that on Christmas Day.
And Jeff, I would like to apologize for not being there for you, to let you blow me in front of your grandma. So
thank you, Elliot. Thank you, Elliot.
Yeah.
You got to really work on that technique too, dude. Really creepy.
I think he was trying to paint a picture, Chuck. I'm not sure that's how it actually
Have
goes.
you ever sucked off a Kenosha, Wisconsin twink?
It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that.
how dare you ask Chuck if he shucked off a Kenosha, Wisconsin twink? Of course he has.
Yeah. It's where they
I
all
like
go.
it.
It's the sucked off twink capital of upper eastern Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was a nature versus nurture situation with me, for sure.
It's you have to do that. If you don't, they don't let you out of Kenosha if you haven't blown somebody.
Absolutely not.
At least that's what my scoutmaster told me when we were driving through.
And we're back.
Right.
See how I brought it around full circle back to the original.
It's nice to listen to a pro.
Elliot, I hear you.
Yeah, I know. I also do comedy. I don't just blow people for money. I actually do comedy from time to time. Anyway,
When?
well, not on Sunday. I leave it to the kids.
Thanks for showing us.
Of course.
Kids on Sunday nights.
Maker. Mike, you
Yeah.
don't believe this, Mike, but we have other comedians on the show.
What? That's crazy.
Hey,
A whole lineup.
That's just crazy.
Here's a good friend of the show, and nice to have him back on. Would you please welcome Elliot Weber, everybody?
Oh, Elliot.
Thank you. Thank you guys. And thank you both for accommodating Jeff as well. I was saying you get used to that being friends with him. It's like if Captain Jack Sparrow went on Queer Eye. So he's doing his glow up thing right now.
Good to know.
You didn't get the reference, Mike?
Oh, I don't. What is that?
That's how I
Radiograph?
so thank you. That's actually good. Those pictures of the Panama City Beach, Florida looks crazy. I didn't even think about people going to spring break in Florida this year, but it's probably shirt or mask, and you can get like if you want to come into this establishment, you need to have a shirt or a mask. Both. You don't need a belt and what are they called?
Suspenders.
Got it.
No problem. I read about that on Queer Eye.
it's a book now?
Yeah, it's a book too, in addition to and the online presence, which I spend a lot of time on. But go ahead, because I'm
happy spring break to everyone. It was actually a 1-year anniversary for me. A year ago the day tomorrow is when I started drinking again. So pretty excited to be back in that realm. The pandemic was eye-opening. In 2020, I went sober for over 3 months. Made it past the 90-day hump, which they say is the hardest part. And once I got slacked off, I was like, fuck it. Did the hardest part. That's all I need to Then get back to drinking. So since then, I have been drinking. Way happier, honestly. Way better for me. Wouldn't recommend to quit. I don't know why I tried that. It's going well, Jacob. Everybody in my family drink, so it was difficult initially for me to quit drinking because every family gathering, that's what we would go. Usually how it goes is the whole family gets together, everybody's drinking, typically beer for the men, wine for the women, and the kids, whatever they get their hands on. But what happens is we all drink as a family. Eventually somebody gets the drunkest. It's been me. It rotates. We all take turns. And then someone accuses that person of being an alcoholic. And then we realize we're projecting. We apologize to that person, acknowledge we're also an alcoholic, and then we all take shots. It's a good way for the family to come together. There's something nice about collectively acknowledging we all have a problem, but then deciding as a group we're not going to do anything about it. It's like, right? This is really going to backfire for somebody, but most of us are able to pull it off. So that's. I had a big move this year. I moved in with my girlfriend, which I'm also bisexual. Jeff and I do that not always together, but sometimes together. Just moved in with my girlfriend, which can be counterintuitive to some people. You can do both as long as she doesn't find out. It's totally fine. I'm just kidding. She knows. It's pretty obvious. I come home, she's like, "You smell like dick." I'm like, yes, right, okay. I just moved in with my girlfriend though. I moved away from Colfax, which is great. I was walking down Colfax the other day. I saw a number of people giving themselves vaccines, which was cool. Did it land?
Here you can do 3-4 vaccinations in a day at times.
There was one guy that seemed like he had way too many needles. I was like, you only need 2 doses, man. But I did just move in with my girlfriend. It's very nice. We've really wants to get a dog, so we started smaller. We got a fish, died in 6 days. Fish died. Then we got a weed plant, made it about a week. Weed plant died. She's like, all right, I put a down payment on a dog. I was like, I don't think we're there yet. We haven't kept a single thing alive for more than 10 days. Efforts here. All my notebook says is everybody in my family drinks, which is just a cycle.
End of notebook.
It's nice to have a notebook that really trusts your memory.
Oh, this is my AA log. That's the wrong notebook. That's what that is.
Stops in March of last year.
I had my first experience with poppers recently, so Chuck, humor me here. I didn't know what they were. So a guy, all of us Dead Room Comedy guys went down to Pagosa, Durango, did a couple shows. Afterwards, a guy comes up to Jeff and I, I think he was gay, but he was definitely fucked up on poppers. And he's like, do you guys want poppers? And I go, what are poppers? And he go, they loosen your butthole for anal sex. Do you want them? Yeah, man, you had me at loosen your butthole for anal sex. I don't need scoffs from you guys. So I did a Google before I took them. I did a Google. Apparently, if you inhale poppers, you get high, your butthole loosens. It's a great time, head rush. If you ingest poppers, you die immediately. That's what the internet told me. It seems like the margin for error is so small for something so close to your nose, and especially if there's somebody behind you, doing whatever he's doing. So I've been practicing with Sharpies just to like get the hang of it, make sure I'm not getting it in my mouth. Just do something, practice sniffing, lower consequences. Nothing bad's happened so far. I did end up with a Hitler stash I drew on myself the other night. I can live with that. Yeah, I'm glad he didn't fuck me harder. I might have ended up in blackface, so it could have been terrible. And that's what I wanted to go out on, was the poppers bit. So I appreciate you guys having me on the show, and I'm excited for you to see the rest of the Dead Room Comedy and these other comics we have. Much.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yay!
Thanks a lot, Elliot. That was great. Yeah. Anybody besides me notice that the bottoms really dropped out of the minstrel show market lately? Just
But not on cruise ships.
doesn't seem to be.
It's stronger than ever.
Okay, well, I just wondered because with the cancel culture and everything, apparently
I can hook you up for that, Mike.
all of a sudden characterizing black people as slightly above actual primates is now all of a sudden a bad thing. So
I didn't get that memo.
just play it safe, Ned. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, now he tells me.
Mike, the Yang is performing virtually live from Lake Havasu.
Oh my God. Look at that.
Possibly you didn't know this.
No, I possibly didn't.
Mike, Lake Havasu, once known for being hunted by beaver trappers.
I did not know that.
Still is.
Looks like they did a hell of a good job.
Chuck, the question, is that Ted Kennedy Bridge? The poorly named Ted Kennedy Memorial Bridge? I'm pretty sure it is.
The London Bridge.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
Yeah.
They got that when Mike's family threw it away.
Well, once you get rid of the river, you really don't need the bridge anymore. And we were down. We were downsizing.
Right.
Hey, who's our next performer?
Well, we're upsizing now, Mike. We haven't seen this fella since the Mega Mike. And it's so nice to see him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Josh Emerson.
Yay!
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? My
I
name is
love
Joshua.
Josh Emerson.
Oh, thanks, Mike. That
You're
makes
welcome.
me question my morals.
Not really in a
I-
creepy way. You don't have to go there.
I'm an honest guy. I try to keep it 100. That's what the kids say, Mike. How y'all feeling tonight? You guys seem like you're
Excellent.
Yeah.
really like the fluorescent lights. You know what I mean? Really. That hits me hard. My name's Joshua. I'm Navajo. Telling people I'm Navajo is like 70% of my personality. It's true. I wish it wasn't. Navajo, very famous tribe. You may have heard of us from the movie Wind Talkers, starring Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that Hollywood does that. They tell native stories and then they cast an Anglo Lee. That's the caucasity of it, first of all. Okay. Second of all, it doesn't make sense. Like if Daniel Day-Lewis is the last of the Mohicans, I got news for you. There ain't no Moho, Hicans left, okay? Favorite movie about natives growing up? Pocahontas, huh? Clap if you've seen Pocahontas, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do crowd work on a Zoom. I think I won't.
Yeah.
Pocahontas, great soundtrack, fire soundtrack. What's that one song? The otter and the ostrich are my brothers. The gator and the beetle are my friends. Great song. Favorite song on that album is Savages, barely even human. Cannot wait till the clubs open back up and I can just be backing it up on a girl, Savages, rotten to the core. It is weird to be faced with the fact that people hate your race when you're 7 years old. We'll say that. That is it's a little early for that lesson, I feel like. I don't know who I was looking. I was looking for my native ancestors back here. Oh, dope. Oh, cool. Oh, neat. I hear their cries. It's hard to go to sleep. Yeah, I'm a chubby boy. I know I'm a chubby boy because of my big fat belly. When I see another chubby boy and he's walking down the street towards me and he's with a pretty girl, I always have the same reaction. I'm always like, my man. This is just a true story. I know I'm a chubby boy because I keep dating, like there's something, that's just something I'm dealing with right now. There's something about like, oh, you could make cinnamon rolls? Dope. Let's get naked. I've been trying to change it, but it's kind of weird when you're chubby and you try to make positive choices. Everybody wants to get involved. I went for a run last week, made eye contact with a stranger in a minivan, and she was proud of me. Okay, you don't get to be part of this journey, okay? Why would you? Yeah, I like white girls. I like to date white girls. I like the way they taste, like sour cherries. I will say I like white girls, but I refuse to date a white girl named Cheyenne. Okay. Won't do it. Not after what they did. Okay. Also, second of all, it feels like a flex. All right. Rude. Honestly, I'm gonna name my daughter Caucasian. See how you like it. When I hook up with a white girl, I'll steal a scrunchie from her house and then wrist like a scalp. Let all the other ones know. Riding around on a horse with a bunch of scrunchies on my arm. And people have strong opinions about men wearing scrunchies. They're split like my split ends because society won't let me wear what I want to wear. Jason Momoa wears a scrunchie. All right. Jason Momoa is the fucking man. Jason Momoa is what I would look like if I drank that potion in Shrek 2. You know what? If I'm being honest with myself, I feel like if I drank that potion in Shrek 2, I kind of looking a little bit more like a hipster Danny Trejo. Chete don't text. He borrows money from his parents. My dad is white, which is great. I'm a big fan of white dads. They're fucking. I love having a white dad. Actually, you know what? You know what's better than having a white dad? Having a white dad when you don't look like a white dad. I definitely have white privilege. It's just a secret. Been to the ballet like 17 times. That's some white dad shit. In Europe. I'm a pretentious douchebag. People give me the benefit of the doubt all the time. You know, I'm a POS because I'm a POC. Right? That's all you know about me. Jokes are supposed to rhyme, right? Isn't that? Yeah, I don't know. I'm asking you, Mike, because you're so fucking old. All right.
Wow.
They rhymed when I started, and then
Yeah, sure.
we stopped using pictographs and started using alphabets. And it became more difficult.
Yeah, stop carving things into stone. You know.
Exactly. Thank you for explaining it.
I think there's one more. There's a couple things I want. I mean, I like you guys, man. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for supporting. I mean, live-ish comedy. I feel like that's the term I can use right now. Okay.
Remind us of the name of your mic. The mic.
Oh, Caillou Ramen on Mondays at 6 p.m. on Colfax and Pearl.
So what? One more
If you're
time.
vaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated, I don't know, read the Bible more.
Read the Bible.
I'm mixed. I talked about how white dad, I have a Navajo mom. And when you have to be careful about the things you say. I called somebody a hot tamale the other day, and I know. It's problematic because that's Caucasian as fuck. Right? You're a biracial beauty like me, you got to make sure those racial scales stay in balance. Right? Somebody a hot tamale to bring the racial force back into balance. I have to do some savage engine shit, like get diabetes. You know? And I ain't ready. I ain't ready to be tired all the time. I hate the taste of Diet Shasta. Do y'all know what Diet Shasta is? Have you guys? Like Faygo for natives. Okay?
Yeah.
I like how Stacy knew what Faygo was, man. Stacy, are you down with the clown, huh?
He works with youth.
Yeah, down with the clown, but not down with the brown, huh? All right,
Yeah.
all right, I see you.
Oh,
What else? What else? What else? How am I doing on time, Jeff?
good.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh.
Good.
I keep going. I think I
You were good. Fairly chucked in the opinion.
According to your
ego's up.
lifespan, or
I mean, this adds to my lifespan, honestly. This is why.
okay.
This is why I get out of the wigwam in the morning. Okay. You know, my mom's Navajo, which makes me Navajo because of genetics. But my dad, he's white, he's bigger honky, which makes me Navajo bro. Okay. Or an avocado if it's in season.
Hello.
But I'm gonna let you little. I got a couple scrunchies on my arm, and so that makes me a little slutty McSlut, and a Navajo. That joke still works if you're half white and Arapaho. So if there's any Plains bitches watching on YouTube tonight, how'd you? People don't really know about interracial or intertribal racism, and I deal with it on a daily basis. They talk about Navajos. They say that we fornicate with our cousins and our goats, and that's bullshit. Okay. Love my goat. I won't do blow if there's a Southern Ute in the room, and that's because her grandfather was nurse in the 1860s. They wear these top hats. They look like an indigenous Monopoly man. You know? What are they trying to fool? Indigenous Monopoly, by the way, is just regular Monopoly, except that nobody doesn't own any property. Way through the game, a new player joins in and then suddenly owns all the property. Like you go to roll the dice, and you're like, where'd all these goddamn railroads come from? Why does Charlotte have smallpox? Is a Charlotte tag worth it? I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing it because I like it. Why does Charlotte have COVID? That might be better. That's my time. Thank you so much. This was so fun.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Absolutely. You guys are...
But of course, we're going to have to ask you to go directly to the reservation. Do not, not pass go. Do not collect tainted beef.
I'm for sure stealing that. No, I am not paying you anything.
A lovely, lovely set from a man with no axe to grind. Chuck?
Yeah, buddy. We're
knock knock.
Gonna cruise over to.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou who?
Racist.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we're gonna cruise over to Panama City Beach, where the white sandy beaches reflect how they vote. There's our party posse right there, everybody. So we've got fun comedians partying down there in Panama City Beach. We sent our Midwest crew over to Panama City Beach for a fun weekend of jokes. And let's welcome to this virtual stage, ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Misra.
Hey. What's up? Wow. It's very rare that I meet another half Indian in a show. Yeah. You know, I'm not Native American though. I'm more like Bollywood, Gandhi, Verizon customer service. Yeah. But honestly, in Iowa, I might as well be Native American. They're like, I don't get it. It's like, go ask your mom. Okay, guys. I just learned that spice is just paint on your tongue. I think that's pretty cool. I just feel like, you know, it's like weird because like people have such a hard on for it. Like I feel like spice is basically just like BDSM for your tongue. You know, people are like, oh, it hurts so good, and it's like, calm down. We're just eating ramen, all right. You know, because it's weird because we don't do that with other senses. You know, you never like have tinnitus in your ear and you're like, I'm hearing good tonight. You know, just at the concert, like, you're like, I am enjoying Fall Out Boy. This has not changed my experience. There's you know what's weird is that there's no spice in BDSM, which I think is a shame because it's the perfect place for it. You know, it's always whips and chains. It's never eat this jalapeno with the seeds. You know what it is? I think they want to see you red everywhere but your face.
Oh man.
But you know what's interesting though is that like the only difference they really have is like the amount of shame attached to it. Because I have never felt more shame than when I've ordered a mild curry at a Thai restaurant. Like my friends are embarrassed for me. Even the guy working the cash register is like, you know, like a little hesitant. He's like, "Are you sure?" It starts to feel like a negotiation. He's like, I can do medium. That's the best I can do. I'm like, please, I just want to taste my food. I don't know what else to tell you. It's like my mom made casserole. Can you please? Is that enough? Do I have to show you the tuna and cheese casserole to get a mild ass curry in this bitch? All right. Okay, but there's no shame with BDSM. You know, everyone's like an accepting community. You know, no one's ever like, oh my God, Sarah only likes to get put on a leash. You know. And then, because if that happened, somebody would defend her. They'd be like, yeah, her parents were white. That's how she grew up. All right. Was it worth all that build up to that punchline? Absolutely worth it. I just came from a religious show. It's so interesting because I grew up very Catholic, like aggressively Catholic, like so Catholic that none of my siblings are still religious. That's very. I feel like my mom made me smoke a pack a day of Jesus. Now just the sight of him makes me queasy. I'm like, ugh. St. Andrews. Oh, that's a very beautiful church. They do have the best churches. I will give them that. It's like because I feel like you're like too like in it. When like a nun calls you extreme. My mom used to make me go to church like on like a Tuesday morning before I would go to a Catholic elementary school. It's like, why? We're just gonna read the same homily. Well, whatever, the reading. Get it. Honestly, like Catholic school is basically just like one big homily. You're like, can you get to the point? And like a nun stopped me and she was like, Jessica, you're very devoted. And I was like, no, I'm 7 and I don't have keys to the car. Like, no kid is devoted. Kids have amazing lives. They don't need Jesus yet, It's like I had juice in a nap today. I don't need God. Any kid that's into God like grew up too fast. Like he's outside chain smoking. And then when you talk to him, he's like raising someone else's kids. You're like, you need God. You need God. I don't need God. You know what I genuinely believe? This is what I genuinely believe. I believed when I was 7 that 2 attractive people could only have ugly babies. That was my belief. I believed in that more than I believed in heaven. And I believe the vice versa too. Only ugly people can have pretty babies. My friend was like, that doesn't even make sense. I was in high school. It doesn't matter. All right. It doesn't matter when we learn the truth is wrong. Mike just said way to alienate Josh, Jessica. That's perfect. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to like make enemies with
Oh man.
It's important to alienate anyone that could be on your side. We kind of have the same glasses. I feel very connected to you, Josh. I feel like I'm just like kind of like the female version of you.
Nah, I love spicy food.
All right, just kidding. We cannot be friends. I will see you at a burger place.
Don't wear a scrunchie.
I do have these scrunchies, and so I'm like worried you would steal them.
Oh, easy.
Because when you're a gymnast, they just come with the Leos. You just start collecting them. That's leotards for those people that weren't in the know. Okay.
No way.
I'm gonna wrap this biatch up because I don't really know how much time I have. I don't really know. Am I getting lit? I don't really ever know. All right. I'm gonna wrap this up. I was hanging out with a friend and he was like trying to give me career advice, and he was like, just apply for anything. It doesn't matter if you're qualified, like just go for it. And I feel like that's why you can't get career advice from a white guy.
Nice.
It's like talking to somebody who automatically connected to the Wi-Fi. You'll be like, mine won't. And they'll be like, that's weird. Mine's actually amazing, and I actually uploaded my resume, and my dad's friend gave me a job. You're like, all right, I don't think this is gonna help me. Anyway, that's been my time. Give it back to the room. Give it up for Mike and Chuck and everyone.
Jessica Misra, ladies and gentlemen, on the last day of her Wi-Fi connection, and no, I don't hold that against. I'm the butt of all the jokes. I get it. I'm the poster boy for the oppressor. I understand. Just so you know, we did not personally own anyone. Okay, we had some relatives who paid low wages. We never actually owned anyone. We got here in 1638. Not a single Langworthy has gotten rich in 450 years. It's unbelievable. We were lying around on the ground when we got here, and we couldn't understand it. Anyway, Chuck, You know what? We probably have another act, right?
Yes,
Am I right?
Mike. We have a few, then a round robin, some giveaways, and then Jacob Jonas, your big headliner. We're gonna.
Oh my God!
We have like a whole other show coming.
It's almost like too much show, really. It's
right. Well, yes. My fault there. Please welcome Raghu Adibhatla, everybody. Raghu.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Am I the only one that feels like we get it while it's the middle of the show?
What?
It's just the vibe that I'm getting. Go ahead.
Oh man, you guys. Yeah, it's been a whole year, more than a year with this pandemic, and I know it's. The thing is, I think if you're single or you don't have kids, I think it's maybe a little bit easier. I don't know, because when you're married and you have 2 kids, I gotta tell you, I mean, this whole pandemic has been like a season of Survivor. Except nobody gets to leave the island. We're just kind of voting each other off at every point, and we're just all there. Our challenge is just trying to make our toddler eat, basically. And I think everybody here, let's be real, is waiting for an Amazon package currently. And my wife orders a lot, like an ungodly amount, and I'm not quite sure if she's ordering from Amazon or if she works for Amazon delivery. I don't know yet what she's doing. We bought a new car recently, and I don't know anything about cars. I'll tell you that right now. Like, I have a brother-in-law who knows a lot about cars. Like, we'll go in and he'll be like, oh yeah, it's got a heads-up display. Oh, blind spot indicator. And it's a 4-wheel drive, V6. He uses big words like torque and pedal shifters. And I go there, I look at the car and I'm just like, new car smell. That's about it. I'll work on that. They're always like, when you buy the car, they're always like trying to get you into that cleaning package deal, which is a scam. Like, never get it. They'd always be like, oh yeah, it takes care of rips and tears and stains and pet stains and matte cleaning, leather care. We take care of your interior panel, dust, and me, the dad, I just got to ask, like, well, that's great, but does it get rid of rainbow sparkle unicorn glitter slime and melted crayons? Because that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, guys. My neighbor, they left out of town and were taking care of their dog. And I've never had a dog, but we wanted to get a dog, but we wanted to get a pug. But we basically went from no dog to 120-pound German Shepherd. Like, this guy is huge. Like, he just looks like he could just bend me over a car and just do me. Like, he's pretty big. And like, here's the thing, like, people know when the dog's not yours. Like, I'll be walking him. He's basically walking me. Like, he's just like, follow me, dude. Like, I'm going to go piss here. I'm sniffing here. You're just coming along. And, because somebody across the street was like, hey, I can tell that dog is controlling you. I'm like, yeah, thanks. It's it's pretty crazy. But he's just telling me to hurry the fuck up and walk, and you're behind me. And then this guy came up to me and he was like, hey, that's a really nice dog. Like, what is that? Is that a husky? And I was like, no, it's a German Shepherd. Which makes me think that he doesn't know what a husky or a German Shepherd looks like. Oh man, you guys, that's what I wanted to do today. So that's my time. Thank you, guys.
Raghu Adibhatla. Ladies and gentlemen.
Mike, we have an extra comedian. When I was like, let me book way too many comedians for the hour. That I started this morning on Facebook going like, who else can I add?
It's all right. I know you had to get all 4 of those guys on at one time. They all share a ride to the guy who still has internet, so I get it.
Right. And so what I thought I would do is, add one of our favorites, yet another Midwesterner representing the Michigan portion of the Midwest as opposed to the Chicago portion of the Midwest. Would you all please welcome Ned Rice?
Woohoo.
Hey,
Ned.
So I'm being extra, Chuck. Is that what you're saying? That's the thing that kids are saying now. How am I doing for time? How's that? It's exciting.
Tonight or on Earth?
Exactly, Mike. Exactly. And we'll talk about that later. Raghu mentioned his wife works at Amazon. How tall is your wife?
My wife is 5'3".
Yeah, that's weird because I heard that Amazon was hiring, but only very tall women. Okay. Not readers. That's fine. Okay, let's move along.
Not readers.
This is, by the way, just so we're on the same page, the Amazon logo is the underside of an erect, circumcised penis, slightly curved to the left. That's what that is, right? I'm not crazy. That's what that blue thing is. Okay, just so we're all together here. And I couldn't care less. I don't care about penis imagery. I'm not gay or I don't care. But when it's on the side of an 18-wheeler and it's coming straight at me, it makes you think. Like, wow, I'd hate to get rear-ended by that thing. Imagine the police report. Local man impaled. Anyway, that's the weird thing. I say I'm not gay, like so many of the acts tonight. I'm not gay, and I have a friend who says this a lot. We were talking about movies a while back, and he said, that Bradley Cooper, I'm not gay or anything, but wow, that is a good-looking guy, I'll tell you. And I'm like, yes, he is. And then last night we were talking about the Oscars, and he said, I'm not gay, but that Ryan Gosling, wow. I mean, I can understand. I'm like, you can only do that like 3 times. And then people start saying things like, or maybe you are gay. That's a possibility. That's another way of looking. For a hypothetical, you seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about it. So maybe that's good. That's fine. Good for you. Good for you. You should be on Mike's show. It's very gay friendly. I got another bad haircut. Boy, I'm on a bad streak. Without going into detail, let me just say, don't get a haircut at the gas station. It's just not a good idea. Sure, it's cheaper. Okay, but just go with the free car wash. It's, I didn't ask for the insurrection look, but here it is. With this haircut, you get a free lawn sign. Okay, that's how this haircut is so bad. I'm getting phantom pains from where my hair used to be. That's how bad. And I think that's enough about that subject. I got my vaccine. I'm all done with the vaccines. I got 2 of them, and I couldn't be more. I didn't get the what kind did I have? Not the Pfizer. What are the other ones?
Moderna.
I didn't get the Moderna. I didn't get the Johnson.
AstraZeneca.
Oh, I got the placebo, and it's really I feel like $1 million. I breathe on people now. It's wonderful. So I do recommend that. But the people I'm really worried about in this pandemic, it's about essential workers. I think the people most at risk are Las Vegas celebrity casino greeters, because that is the least important job in our economy. If you're not familiar, a casino greeter is like a washed up alcoholic ball player from the 50s who stands inside the casino. And when you walk in, they say, "Welcome to Caesars." I mean, that's their whole job. The guys that didn't make the cut for the card show. So they're going to be last in line for the placebo, or as I call it, the vaccine. So let's all wish them well next time we're in Vegas. As some of you know, Ned isn't my real name. That's just kind of a nickname. My parents wanted us all to have biblical names, and I got Judas, which is wouldn't have been my first choice.
Oh, no.
It's kind of weird, during a job interview. So Judas, we're going to have to do a security check. You understand, right? How much does this job pay? 30 pieces of silver a week. Yeah, you probably get that one. Yeah, I thought I had the worst names of all until my mom had twins. And I think Sodom and Gomorrah have me beat. I think they have the worst biblical names of all time. I actually wanted to be Jewish growing up, but I didn't have the grades. It came down to that. You know, my counselor said, have you thought about being a Lutheran? You know, the Lutherans are nice, Ned. I see here you have a C average. So that didn't work out. It was confusing. My family, my biggest influences growing up were the Catholic Church and Star Trek. And sometimes I got them a little mixed up. For the longest time, I thought that Jesus Christ was half human and half Vulcan. That was that's what I remember. So, but listen, enough about me. That's my time. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah,
All done.
nice, ladies and gentlemen.
You're free to go.
Always fun. Always
Perhaps
fun.
if you didn't want to be known as Judas, you shouldn't have turned your older siblings in. That's all I'm saying. I'm just
Oh, it's funny you should say that, Mike.
kind of set yourself up, my friend.
Because whenever there was trouble in the house when we were little kids, my mom would say, "Who did this?" And I go, he did. Like it was just so, I was so playing to type, you know? Thanks for reminding me of that.
Your
That's a
brother
special
said,
moment.
he did.
Well,
Very much like that.
Yeah, very much like that.
Mm-hmm.
well, as I understand it, the Last Supper was your first sleepover.
Okay, Chuck, that one hurt. That one hurt a little bit. That was uncalled for, but thank you.
At least at first.
Right. I just
I ran out of poppers. What do you want me to do?
Well, John the Baptist usually keeps them on him, but
Don't ask
the loincloth, there's no place to put them.
I never discuss head with John the Baptist. It's a touchy subject.
Boy, I gave
cut
you
his
that
head
straight
off.
line on a silver platter, didn't I?
Okay, not readers. That's fine. That's okay.
wow.
I can deal with that.
Well, here's something fun and new at Colorado Comedy Shows, our virtual event center. We've got ourselves a brand new oxygen bar, virtual oxygen bar. It's hip, it's cool, and it's what all the kids are doing. And my God, is it ever expensive? Thank God we have Gladys here to ring up the sound. Let's go over tonight's specials. I like the Kenyan Mountain Air. Triple filtered Nairobian air stored above the tree line of Mount Kilimanjaro and aged in coffee containers. What a great event. And pick up a squeak teeny before we run out, everybody.
Those are some air, you can really sink your teeth into a squeak teeny, man.
Right. All the cool kids are hanging out. Don't forget.
I can't help but notice these guys are all very young.
Yeah, these two.
The women and the men both are all very young.
Yes,
They aren't even millennials. They aren't even millennials.
The dirty Bangkok. That's sea level air from the doorway of a brothel with a hint of ping pong ball. Pick that up today. Here's what the fun is for today, everybody. In honor of our new oxygen bar and our newest sponsor, Round Robin Real Estate, known for plus size sales figures. Don't forget, April is APR month. Gang, so I'm making that joke every week.
I have some jokes.
Do you have some jokes?
I don't know if anybody else does. I don't want to step on anybody's toes here, but
right, here's how the Round Robin works, y'all. Comics, you can chime in as you wish, and if you want to do a hand signal or anything, folks in the chat, you can use the chat, and we'll try to read your comments. If those of you watching on the YouTube, feel free to comment in the comment section. And our topic today, two Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. Mike, two Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. Bartender says, "What can I get you?" And the Gen Zer asks, "Is the oxygen gluten-free?" All right, everybody. Just know that joke was cruelty-free.
That's you.
That's
molecule, no molecules were injured in writing that joke.
Right.
We've got a line. We've got a line waiting for those.
We do have a line waiting. So let's get to it.
Elliot,
you got one for
I
us?
got one. 2 Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. Their TikTok dance is on fire, the whole place blows up.
Bam.
And by blow up, I mean make it to the For You page.
TikTok, you don't stop. Sorry. What can I say?
That was a Kesha reference. That was that was a Kesha reference.
That's how you know he's gay.
Old and gay.
Jacob Jonas, ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Jonas.
Oh, okay. I got one. Hey, you ever heard of this? Two Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. They start vaping.
Love it. Love it.
2 Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. Bartender says, "What can I get you?" Gen Zers say, "Can I get a side of hydrogen?" Then Ned.
Who's up?
You are, Ned.
Ned, go ahead.
2 Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. They cancel it, folks. 2 Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. They get tanked. No, bad.
Get there, everybody.
That gets the Chuck Roy Memorial Pun Award.
Right. Mike, do I need to explain that one to you, or?
Yeah, you can explain it to me, as you've needed to explain all the jokes tonight. Because
just click on the link and it'll download the explanation.
Thank you.
What? Click what?
Elliot,
come on, Grandpa.
I think it looks like you have another.
I have one, and then Josh is going to tell one to Jess because he can't be here. The one I have is 2 Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. They start a riot in Boulder. Anyone see that? That might be more topical for us.
That's pretty nice. 2 Gen Zers walk into a bar, Chuck.
Mike, go ahead.
The bartender says, "Can I get you anything?" The Gen Zer says, "Nothing. We're just here for the atmosphere."
Well done. Well done. Josh Emerson, Jessica, are you in?
Yeah, I can go after Josh.
And then
Okay, I got 2. One's my turbo one, and then I'll do Jess after Jessica's. Into a bar, the bouncer stops him, and he looks at the ID. He's like, "Oh, you lost weight and change your gender."
Okay. 2 Gen Zers walk into a bar. They take a picture and then they go, "This place is actually kind of expensive. Do you want to go?"
I got one to take right after that one, and then go back to Josh. Bartender says, "What can I get you?" And they says, "Can we just hold our breath while we look at the menu?"
Hello.
And now Josh Emerson.
2 Gen Zers walk into a bar, into an oxygen bar. The bartender asks, "How many?" And the Gen Zers say, "Oh, 2."
Oh my
Clever
God.
man. He's a clever man.
Oh, he is. He is a clever man. He's wasted in that parking lot.
Every night.
Yeah. Josh? What about Elliot? Elliot looks like he did something.
I have one. This is also from Jeff. We're reading him on his behalf. 2 Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. Mike, can you believe we're on Gen Z already? How was Gen A?
I don't know. You'll have to ask my son. Gen Zers walk into a bar, Chuck.
Go ahead.
Don't ask if Governor Cuomo is there. Bartender says no, and he turns to his friend and says, "Told you we weren't getting laid tonight."
Oh.
Political.
Okay, I got one. This is kind of based off that. 2 Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. Chris D'Elia runs right up to them.
Yes.
That's favorite comedian.
It's D'Elia.
Oh, it's D'Elia? Fuck.
we were planning on saying 2 Gen Zers go into walk into an oxygen bar. Chris D'Elia assaults both of them.
So good. Okay, that's just a better version of my joke. I wish I let that.
All right, I think it all starts with the pronunciation, Jessica.
Is it?
Right.
It's D'Elia?
D'Elia. I'm not a rapist.
D'Elia. Fuck.
Still delete it, just like it was a second ago.
How
I'm
did you
clearly a
say-
huge fan.
Jessica, how did you say it when you told the police?
Okay, I asked for it.
No wonder I repressed it.
Two Gen Zers walk into a bar.
What happened, Mike?
The first one says, "Is there nothing you boomers won't try to sell?"
Two Gen Zers walk into a bar. Bartender says, "What can I get you?" Gen Zers say, "Do you donate a portion of your tips to indigenous peoples?"
I appreciate that. Big fan of that.
Trigger Josh.
I found the Gen
They
Zer.
both had scrunchies on their forearms.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Gen Zers walk into a bar. They ask the bartender, "You have a men's room?" Bartender says, "Yeah." Told you they were transphobic.
I hear Jeff Stonic. Jeff Stonic, chime in, please.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you could hear me. I'm driving,
Oh,
but
I couldn't see.
two Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar and they're like, "Are you sure there's oxygen here? Because it's like super spacious in here."
O2.
I got a two-part here. Two Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. The bartender says, "Oh, two in your party?"
Fuck off, Elliot.
Two Spanish-speaking Gen Zers walk into an oxygen bar. The bartender says, "Oh, two in your party?" The Gen Zers say, "CO2." He says, "You're in the wrong place."
Suffocating in Bartender says it's suffocating. All right.
Two Gen Zers walk into a bar. Bartender says, "What can I get you?" Gen Zers say, "We're on a scavenger hunt. Do you have any ice mix?" Right, I might have killed the bit. Anybody else? I think we.
It looks like Elliot's got something to say.
Elliot.
Oh, I have nothing to say.
Oh,
You came to the right place.
So much. We got about 15 more jokes out of that topic than I really thought we would. So,
Well done, everybody. Well done.
way to go. Way to go.
Not bad. And the thing about it is, we could do that. We got all those jokes because Gen Zers are so they're so accommodating. You know what I mean? They really get a comedy bit.
Right. This show is now not allowed on 58 college campuses. Speaking of not allowed on college campuses, on Monday nights, it's open mic. That's our comedy show where Mike Langworthy hosts fresh faces and new comedians from around the world, as well as professional comedians trying out materials. You can see all of our shows on YouTube.
I'm allowed on college campuses.
Colorado comedy shows. You're allowed on my campus.
No, I'm allowed on college campus. I'm just not interested in any campus above elementary school.
Oh, that's good. Creepy. Ladies and gentlemen, the ApocaLips Comedy Show is in space on April 4th. We'll take the Amanita yacht out into space. In May 9th, don't forget, we're fighting Gigzilla. The round robin on that one is that gig was so terrible. Jessica Misra, you're headlining My Big Fat Apocalypse Wedding on May 16th. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Tune in for that show. And Stephen Young from Dear Comics at the Bar. Jacob, you did a great job with Dear Comics at the Bar this weekend. Stephen Young is going to headline 7 Brides for 7 ApocaLips. We should say thanks to our VIPs. That's supposed to say Stacey Sanders. I did a horrible job there, Stacey. I'm going to fire the graphics department.
Seriously.
We got you this.
I got to get down and visit those guys.
You should, Mike. They're on the 3rd floor. And I did speak to HR. They promised to no longer speak graphically to you.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
Stacey,
I can't picture that.
you a little patio. I thought you'd like a little patio. Just hang out and a place to chill. I know how you like to change couches and chairs throughout the day. So
I do. Yeah.
Just for the
Got you that. And then I was like, where she needs a pool. So we got you this. Anytime for spring break, this is your spring break vacation. Enjoy
This
this pool.
Excellent.
All spring break, you can just chill out.
It's a miniature of Havasu City.
Right. I'm
Do I
not
get
sure-
him too?
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a gift for you or for me, but got your coffee.
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee, so let's switch that up.
The gift
drink
was
it in.
supposed to be in the cup.
I think there's also some rosemary sprigs to the left.
You left those behind.
Got you these. Chef Capone made you these homemade Pop-Tarts, and also.
Oh,
I'm not sure what we got you here. Either a new phone or a cod piece. Whatever.
I think you
it
got
is.
a twink mobile, complete with twink.
Right, but why not?
buoyant Twinkmobile.
As well as everything else you need for spring break.
Chuck, I worked some bad gigs, just so everybody knows before we get into this.
Right. We'll leave you on the edge of the London Bridge. Mike, tell us about your bad gig.
Well, I was not just one, just to sort of whet everybody's appetite. And when I mean wet, I mean WHET, even though I'm about to go into the water from the London Bridge in Havasu City. But I worked a gig once so bad, nobody asked who booked it.
Wow. And that's where
That's a bad gig.
That is a bad gig. Week to week, Mike. Last week you went over Niagara Falls for the kids.
Yep.
So this week I thought, why not have them jump off of the London Bridge and into Lake Havasu
Absolutely.
to really kick the party off. So need you all to cheer along, and Mike will jump off the bridge. So on a 1 and 2 and a 3. Woo!
Mike.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Gosh,
It's like a
Mike.
hang gliding barrel. Unbelievable.
Terrific. You're getting better at that. Like
Well,
I've
been doing it a long time. The first time I went over something, barrels hadn't been invented.
right. You went over on a log.
I had to go over in one of Seinfeld Code premises.
Zing, everybody. We have for folks in general admission, those of you watching on the YouTube, we have prizes for you. Everybody partying for spring break, Lake Havasu or Panama City Beach. Well, why not Cherry Creek Reservoir, which is a popular spring break attraction for those of you here in Colorado. Yes, if you want to enjoy your spring break up against the Rockies, we've got the Cherry Creek Reservoir, and
We are
currently
famous.
covered in ice. So enjoy that. Mike, I thought
I'm barreling into view. Get it? Because I'm saying barrel and it's a barrel.
right. So I thought I'd have you scoot across the Cherry Creek.
Absolutely,
Reservoir. So
Colorado famous for its barren wastelands. Not the least of which is the ApocaLips Show every Sunday night at 7.
Right. Thought I'd also get you pizza for those of you watching.
Oh God, love that. And what goes better with pizza than what, Chuck?
Pizza, then a little bit of salad.
Yeah, that's right.
Chef Scapone just hooking us up with a little cleavage and some salad in this photo.
Surprised you noticed the cleavage.
It's, you got to take care of the kids.
Not ass cheeks. I didn't think you could even see it. But
right.
anyway, go ahead.
Ouch.
Okay.
Meow.
Look who woke up on the grumpy side of the bed.
Oh yeah. Apologize for me, please.
Every side of the
Because
bed.
I'm concerned what people think. Anyway, go ahead.
Mike,
Stacey,
speaking of
what
good
about your
people,
organization?
And folks on the YouTube should know that we donate 10% of our ticket sales to Elevating Connections, and they're terrific programs for connecting youth who are separated from their siblings by foster care. And we invite the executive director, Stacey Sanders, to come on and update us on the latest. Apparently, problem not solved, right, Stacey? There's still kids in foster care.
This week, you on the social media, and last week, friends of yours have been sharing youth who would like to be adopted and such. What a good cause for you to be behind. This is important for society. Can you tell us how's life with the kids? How's life with Elevating Connections? How are you, Stacy?
Thank you, Chuck. Always glad to be here, especially after the last week. But I am thrilled to talk about the work we do. Sadly, as hard as I work, we have not solved the problem of siblings separated in foster care. So, and we also raise youth voice through our poetry jam and arts, comedy, and song. But I do want to talk specifically about the sibling relationship right now. So one of the things that we do is run a summer camp for kids that are separated. And that's Camp Tubelong, Colorado. And we are having a full-on week of summer camp in August because there's vaccines, as our sponsor showed tonight. And the sibling relationship is second to none. I talk about that every week and the importance of the sibling relationship and support. It's the longest relationship any of us will have. And so in most cases, and some of the kids, they suffer abuse and neglect at the hands of their parents. They're removed from their home, which is a traumatizing event of its own. Kids don't actually, most of the time, want to leave their parents. And then many of them, hundreds of thousands across the country and thousands in Colorado, are separated from one or more of their siblings. And for those of you that have siblings or a sibling-like relationship, you know how important that can be to have somebody that supports you. As some of you know, I had a difficult event last weekend, lost my home in a fire. And as I went through this week, the two of the people that showed up for me most, and I've been very lucky with my community, but my sisters do not know what I would have done this week without them. And so the importance of that sibling relationship and knowing that I can cry, I can cuss, I can be who I need to be and have the support I need is what every single kid I serve deserves to have. And so we reunite them, we fight for them, and we do it currently on an all volunteer basis. So hopefully before the end of this year, I'll be the paid executive director of the organization. But we will always be a volunteer organization, supporting siblings and giving them the right to have a relationship with their siblings beyond foster care, and have what we all deserve to have, healthy, strong relationships with each other. So thank you, Chuck.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacy. You're very welcome. And, you do good work. And
thank you.
It's important what you're doing to put together smart programming for the kids to get together with their siblings. It makes a lot of sense. And I'm glad we're able to help support the cause.
I like to point this out. I almost forgot because it's been a long week. But our single greatest corporate business community partner that we have that supports our kids and our organization in a number of ways is Colorado Comedy Shows and all the fantastic comedians that come with the organization. So thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Mike. Steve Young, Dear Comics, everybody.
Welcome. You're so welcome. And on behalf of all of us, we appreciate it. It's a nice thing we're doing, and we're glad you recognize, the success of it. You're always fun, Stacy. You drop in on Saturday nights to watch Dear Comics at the bar, which has been my pandemic saver. We just get together, we laugh, we drink beers. Steve Young is the host of the show, and I've been the guest for I think every one of them. I refuse to leave. Essentially a show about drinking beer and laughing. That's going to be something I love to do. So that's Saturdays, 5 p.m. at Dear Comics on the Instagram. And who was great on the Dear Comics this week? But our headliner, he's been so patient as I decided to put an entire comedy festival on before his set. I thought a bunch of comedians that you'd like to see, and that everybody, after this, people know each other, and a good collection of comedians. And I think I selected the right person to close out the show. He's very funny and makes us give. He's been fun on the ApocaLips. Would you please welcome Jacob Jonas, ladies and gentlemen? Jonas.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you everybody for coming out to the comedy show. Thank you, Stacy. You crushed it. You completely buried me. But
Oh, that
I'm gonna try to reset the room.
I know. I bring it down, you bring it back up. It'll be great.
No, you crushed it. You did great.
Thank you.
Connections is awesome. Honestly, I'm really glad. I'm happy that Chuck throws a show and that a portion of the proceeds go to that.
Thank you.
Have you guys ever heard of Chiba Hut before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Chiba Hut. It's a weed themed restaurant. I like the food at Chiba Hut. I like their sandwiches and everything, but I think that the theme is a little much. Like, I get it, it's supposed to be weed themed, but I just feel like an idiot walking in there and just being like, "Hey, can I get a blunt of the OG Starbud, please?" Guy behind the counter, he's like, "Do you want extra nugs with that, sir?" Like, yeah, I'll have extra nugs. Can you dip it in hash oil? I also want it hot boxed. And he's like, "Okay, that'll be $27.50." I'm like, "Fuck this! I'm going to the crack shack." And I just smoke cocaine in a porta potty. Why is it? Why is it? The one thing that irks me is, why is weed the only drug that gets its own restaurant? You know what I mean? Like, it would be. I'm just trying to go to like a PCP barbecue grill. BBQ. Just walk in and be like, "Hey, what are your specials?" And they're like, "Hey, our skin is on fire." I don't know. I currently work in junk removal. It's funny, I work with a lot of 18-year-old Zoomers, Gen Zers, ironically, and it's just interesting because I'm 24 years old, so it's interesting to see the difference in their lives and my life. Like, I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day, and he told me, we were talking about weed, and he's like, "Dude, have you ever smoked weed and drank Sunny D? Sunny D's so good when you're high." And I'm like, "Oh shit, this kid's still in the phase of like differentiating things when he's high." Do you guys remember when you'd save activities for when you were stoned? Like, you're like, "Oh, I can't watch this movie until I'm high because it'll make it way better. I can't jump on the trampoline unless I'm stoned." You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember when weed made you feel different? Like, it would just, like, it made you feel better instead of just less worse. Like, what's crazy is that this kid's in the phase, he's 18. So this kid will smoke weed, jerk off, and then do other things after that. Like, he'll hang out with his friends at a park, or like hang out at a McDonald's parking lot. That's crazy. I remember those days. Like, this kid, my point is, this kid's smoking weed to like create memories with his friends. I'm smoking weed to destroy my memories. I don't like smoking weed takes the edge off. That edge is memories. I don't need them. It's interesting to me. I don't know, man. It's fucking annoying too. He never shuts the fuck up. His name's Brock. You guys didn't need any of that information. Switching gears here, I was in a school shooting. That's how you know I'm Gen Z or whatever I am. I was shooting at my high school in my senior year. But I wasn't there, actually. I wasn't at my own school shooting. My grandmother had died 3 days before my school was shut up. So her funeral was on the same day, ironically. I buried my grandmother at 12 p.m. and at 2 p.m. my school was on national news because of the shooting. And I mean, talk about a bad case of the Wednesdays. No, next Friday. But it was crazy because I remember, like, I was driving home from my parents were driving home from my grandmother's funeral, and I started getting a bunch of texts from my friends, and they were like, "Dude, what classroom are you in? Like, are you okay? Have the cops showed up to your classroom yet?" And I had to text them back, and I was like, "Dude, like, I just buried my grandmother. Like, I was just at my grandmother's funeral." And one of my friends texted back, and he was like, "Dude, your grandma was at the shooting?" Like, no, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just wish, I have this weird guilt about not being at my school shooting. I just wanted to be there. Like, I wanted to have, like, it sounds weird, But like after, like my mom told me, she was like, it's really kind of a blessing your grandmother passed when she did, because you weren't at the school shooting. I was like, it's a blessing to who? I want that clout. I want, like, you know, if you're in a school shooting, it's just like one more piece of victimhood that I can have. And it's serious of a shooting. It's just, you know, I don't like, friends would always make fun of me because like all of my friends trauma bonded over the shooting, and they were like, oh dude, you remember when you were like underneath the desk or whatever? And like, you know, I have to sit there and just be like, yeah, I was 3,000 miles away. I don't know. It's just what I needed to get off my chest. And I don't know, during the, one more thing. I remember during the candlelight vigil at my school shooting, 3 days after, I show up to the candlelight vigil. I have my own candle. I have a plastic plate, right? And I show up and I see my friends and I walk up to them and they're like, oh, look who it is, Mr. Dead Grandma. You fucking assholes. You know what I mean? Like, I would have rather been there, you know? Like, they're like, oh, I've never seen your grandma and the shooter in the same room. I'm like, dude, my grandma didn't shoot up the school. I don't know what conspiracy theories you're reading. And then there was like a prayer circle, and I like put my hand out to my friend. He's like, don't even fucking touch me. You weren't even there, bro. Does this kid even go to the school? I don't know. I just wish that I was there so I had clout, so I could talk about other shooting stuff. You guys ever heard of the Chuck E. Cheese massacre? This is going to be a dark end to a Zoom show that was but I didn't really think this set through, but that's talk about elevating connections and then this. The Chuck E. Cheese massacre was a shooting that happened in Aurora in 1993, and it was a guy named Nick Dunlap, and he was fired from a Chuck E. Cheese, and then 4 months later he came in with a semi-automatic pistol and killed 4 people. And listen, I don't blame the victims of shootings, but it's like you fired a grown man from a Chuck E. Cheese. Like, how do you? What I'm saying is that, listen, just follow me here. You can't fire a grown man from a Chuck E. Cheese and expect no retaliation. Like, that is the lowest level. That's rock bottom. You know, that guy probably got fired and was like, well, I could probably kill 5 people and I'd be in a better position right now. That's what I would be remembered for. Wouldn't be remembered as a loser that got fired from Chuck E. Cheese. Like, imagine just getting fired from a Chuck E. Cheese. Like, imagine zipping up a rat costume. There's another day of entertaining children, and then your boss comes up to you and he goes, hey, we got to let you go. You know, this job's a little above your pay grade. How do you that's, I don't know. But just stay with me here. I am from Denver. I do like Denver. I'm liberal. I'm left leaning. But liberals in Denver kind of make me mad sometimes because they get mad over shit that doesn't matter. I was at Wash Park the other day for my Panama City friends. Wash Park, very beautiful park, big pond, a lot of ducks. And I saw a sign, and the sign said, "Please do not feed the ducks bread. It is not good for their stomachs, and it does not give them the proper nutrition. Please instead feed them half cut up seedless grapes, nuts, or oats." And I was like, bro, pussy ass duck fucking wrote this shit. Like, is this like some duck that voted Biden is just like, well, I'm gluten-free now, so I can't. Shit would never happen under Trump. You'd call him the National Guard. I don't know. It's like I'm just waiting on the day where like there's a Denver City Council meeting and they're like, hey, we're replacing the pond water with Fiji water because it's actually a lot better for the ducks' mental health. You know, what are the ducks calling the shots now? Where do we draw the line? What's next? Some commie duck wants to fuck my wife and I gotta let him do it? No one follows me along with that punchline, but I like it. I like it a lot. I have been dating. I've been dating a lot. I'm on Tinder, hack premise, but just bear with me. I'm on Tinder. I bought Tinder Gold, $14 a month, Tinder Gold. Best feature on Tinder Gold is if a girl blocks you, you can go in and manually unblock her. which is fun. It's called the Second Chance feature. Had to upgrade to Tinder Platinum, which is just what I call my knife. We're having fun. This is a great. Listen, I don't know. I have been. I have. What am I at? I'm at 8:46. Okay, I'll wrap it up. There's been a lot of controversy over the new Lola Bunny that's coming out. You guys familiar with the controversy on Lola Bunny? She's a a rabbit. I'm not going to say any adjectives in front of that, but she's a part of the new. She was a character in the original Space Jam, and apparently they made her too attractive. They made a cartoon bunny too attractive. So the new version that came out is apparently less attractive. But it's the same bunny. They just put more clothes on her. So you know that she's fucking thick, bro. you know that she still has those rabbit cheeks, bro. God damn, bro. Like, that's what I'm into more. So I'm like reserved mouse. That's kind of the reserved rabbit. That's kind of the vibe I'm into. I don't know where this joke is going. I've only said it once. So I think that's all I have. Thank you guys so much. You have been great. Connections.
Jonas, ladies and gentlemen, Jacob
Jonas, ladies and gentlemen. Hey,
Thank you.
do me a favor, you guys. Just take the blindfold off the hostage for just a few minutes. Let him look around a bit before you tie him back up. Nice room you're in there.
a very fun show. Thanks to everybody, the Panama City Beach crew, as well as our Lake Havasu crew, and Stacy from Elevating Connections. There's a bit more entertainment. We do have a sing-along at the end of the show, and for those watching on the YouTube, at the request of certain members, we're going to keep the YouTube live during the sing-along. We got you some comedy gold. Feel free to take that wherever you like, along with a salad. Very important that you have proper nutrition and a salad. So that was our spring break show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll walk you out to the alley. Be careful, everybody. The Paycheck Protection Program has not kicked in yet, so we're still waiting on a few. There's plenty of entertainment and all kinds of salespeople available. You're selling. So either way, my ride's here. I gotta go. All right. What we're gonna do, if you've never seen our sing-along, we have a very special sing-along today. Mike is not allowed to know the words or the tune, but he has to lead the sing-along. And what you do is you follow the bouncing golden globe, and everybody sing along. So Mike, I'll have you start. We'll do it Lawrence Welk style. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Lake Havasu girls have lips that dig into beach chairs.
And Panama City Beach
girls.
With the way they vote, they really make me hurl. Take a shot at scanning it one week. Now ApocaLips girls, the way they laugh. They got the cutest laugh in the world.
Cutest laughs in the world.
I wish they all could be ApocaLips girls.
I
Wish they all could be ApocaLips girls. Wish they all could be Apoca girls' lips.
Apoca girls' lips.
Ding-a-ling,
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 Ding-a-ling.
my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. Won't you sing into my ding-a-ling? The theme tonight. I do be
Yeah. I think
That was excellent, Chuck.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Excellent,
That's
Chuck.
right.
No, I really liked seeing the guys that used to come down to open mic and make it so special every week. Except it was Mega Mike in those days. Now it's open.
Mike.